Hey, hey, hey. Hey, okay. Out to the pay, for the grass is always greener. I don't do no labels, I call it how I see it. Okay, out to the pay, for the grass is always greener. I don't do no labels, I call it how I see it.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of No Label, the podcast. Here at my boy Nell.
Yo.
Special shout outs to everybody that's been subscribing on YouTube as normal, liking on Instagram, sharing, commenting, Facebook, X, TikTok, all that. We appreciate y'all as normal. Go over and head over to nolabelthepod.com,
where you can sign up for our newsletter and keep up with everything No Label the Pod. We got a dope event coming up on the 31st.
Yes, sir. May 31st at Milky's.
Yes, sir. Upstate Cypher, us, sneak vibing. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope. Hip hop social. You know what I mean? Something for the people.
The Bridge Upstate. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Today we sitting down with a DJ out of Buffalo who been killing shit. You know what I'm saying? Shit, going into other countries, killing shit. You know what I'm saying? Come back as soon as you can. We sitting down with DJ GOOSE, brother. How are you?
Yes, sir. How you doing? I'm great.
I'm doing pretty good. You know, no complaints this way.
Absolutely.
How you feeling, Donnie?
I'm all right, man. It's a good day to be alive.
Always.
Gotta be blessed, right?
Yeah, I mean,
be grateful.
Move the mic up a little bit closer. The people want to hear you. So Goose, born and raised in Buffalo?
Yes, sir. Grew up. I went to high school in Kenmore. Grew up on the east side of Buffalo. Moved out of there when I was like 10.
Okay.
And now I'm in North Buffalo now.
Okay. What class? Class of what?
09.
Kenmore East?
Yeah, Kenmore East.
Okay, I know a couple people that went there. Yeah, nah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I probably know them then.
Hell yeah.
That's dope.
I've been to some good parties in Kenmore.
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I was probably on the aux too.
Yeah, they showed a brother love.
No doubt.
But word. So were you were DJing in high school?
Like it's pretty much like as soon as I got out, that's when I started to like really like fall in love with music and that kind of thing. So I'd say when I was like 21 or 22 was when I finally like was like all in on it and was like, this is I'm DJing for sure.
Okay, word.
Yeah.
So it started off just being on the aux, because I know you just said that.
Pretty much. So like when I was younger, I didn't drink or smoke or anything like that. So like when I went to parties, you know, I'd kind of be in the corner just having a good time, just watching everyone. And I felt like that was my like thing to do at the party. It was like, all right, cool. Like that'll be like the social thing I could do basically, is get on the aux and I could like take requests or whatever. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of how it started.
Okay. Word. So like what would you say was that switch that hit you where you just like, nah, I love this thing?
It was just like the reaction, you know what I'm saying? Getting that reaction when you do play a song and stuff like that, or just seeing everyone have a good time, or being able to like kind of see that you could control the vibe of the party. That's a fact. So it was like, all right, cool. I kind of got my finger on the pulse a little bit. Mm-hmm. So after that, I fell in love with it.
Nah, that's dope. Yeah. That's dope. I remember I DJ once, ironically at Milky's, where our event is going to be. But and I was like, I'm doing my thing, and it's like I always had a good aux ear. Yep. You know what I'm saying? And like I feel like I killed this set. I got a lot of compliments. You know what I mean? Shout out to Tony Boy for giving me the opportunity.
Yeah, love Tony Boy, man.
Yeah, I'm saying.
So wasn't that your first and only DJ?
It was. It was.
So are you sure you did a good job?
But that's what I was gonna get to. So one of the things that I noticed about myself was like I wanted to play music I wanted to hear, and I realized how much that can contrast with the crowd. Is like they want to hear oh no, play that new Thug or play the new da 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 da, and I'm just like, just look at them play whatever the fuck I want to play. I did not care. I had a mask on and everything. Like I'm like, yo, bro, I don't care. Like, but I was like, I can't keep doing that and be successful in the sense it's like you gotta play what the crowd wants to hear.
I feel like that's a major part of it, especially nowadays. I feel like it's more about like your song selection than anything. Mm-hmm. Obviously transitions, stuff like that matter, people like are starting to get into the craft more, where they recognize stuff like that. But I feel like your song selection is definitely the biggest part. And then on top of that, I feel like you can still get in stuff you want to hear if you know how to, get out of it. If
That's
you
a fact.
Get out of it quicker or whatever. If you see they're not vibing with it, all right, cool. I got something right behind it.
I'm trying to think what songs was I playing that I just didn't give a fuck. I want to say I played some Don Q.
Fire.
Yeah, I played some
hell
Don
yeah.
Q.
What songs? At a party?
Look at me now.
No doubt.
That's not bad. Depending on the
It just be dependent on the crowd.
Yeah,
So, like,
depending
on
some people-
demographic,
Some
yeah.
people are up on music, and you know what I'm saying. They'd appreciate that, and other people, you know what I'm saying. You got a crowd where it's just like they only know what's hot, so they're like, I don't.
Yeah,
I
what
don't hear that.
it was Don Q and it was Divine Council. Divine Council December. Yeah, you know that shit,
Crazy.
bro. That shit go. I
Crazy.
played that shit the other day and I'm like, yo, this shit still slaps. Crazy. What's a song where it's just like it's just like always slap. Not necessarily the crowd favorite.
Yeah.
But like you you could sneak it in and this shit gonna go.
Ooh, that's a great question. I would say, for me, like Boosie Set It Off. That's one of my favorites.
I turn the fuck up and
set it out.
That's one of my favorite, like kind of like B-side ones to kind of throw in there, and like people recognize it, and it'll definitely get them going.
No, that's a fact. That's a
sure.
fact. Hell yeah. So once you started spinning at parties and stuff like that, like was there ever a point where you were like, this is just a hobby, or do you like, nah, I think this is gonna be my thing?
I think when I first started, it was just like a hobby. Like I don't think I took it like seriously. But then like I feel like as I started getting booked more, or like after every time I would DJ, someone would come up to me like, yo, that was really good. I appreciate what you did, all that stuff. I think as that started to grow, then I started taking it more seriously. I was going to college to be an accountant, so that wasn't really like the first thing on my mind at all. But then I started to realize I didn't really love that, and I was really like falling in love with music. So then I was just like, you know what, let me see how far I could take it, and we're on the way now.
Absolutely. Music go hands in hand, you know what I mean? And then
What were you listening to growing up?
Like when I first like started listening to like hip hop was 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying. I think I was in like 5th or 6th grade when that came out. So like that was like the first thing that really got me like stuck on.
singing Many Men, like
Exactly.
like niggas running down. Me too.
Hell yeah. So that was like the first piece of like work that I like really fell in love with, that like made me kind of get down that rabbit hole.
And what else after that? After you like got introduced to 50?
After 50 was, like, I think around that time, like all like the Southern artists started getting hot. So it was like Jeezy, definitely Boosie. Who else was I listening to back then? Young Bloods.
Young Bloods.
I'm trying to think who else. It was just like it was a lot more Southern artists than anything, honestly.
That's a fact. You a Gucci or Jeezy guy?
Oh man, I'm gonna say Gucci for me.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Gucci for me.
We were just talking about this before the podcast.
Literally.
Jeezy has like the more like hits, like radio hits or whatever. But like Gucci's got like the streets. I feel like for real.
Do you think Gucci is actually like a good rapper though?
Yeah, I think
He's a great rapper. What are you talking about?
I think he's got clever bars.
What are you talking about?
I think he's got like real clever bars. They might
Okay.
seem like simple, but it's like, I don't know. To me, I think they're like real clever. I love
Okay.
it.
Do you think that if Gucci didn't have the image he had, now mind you, we really only talking about this because we were literally talking about this a half hour before you
Man,
pulled up.
that's what's
all
up.
of us. So, do you think that if Gucci didn't have the image he had, or he wasn't a person that actually like lived his raps, which is championed in hip hop, do you
Right.
think that he would be viewed as a good rapper? Because I'm more of a Gucci than Jeezy fan too, but I also said that Jeezy is just a better rapper lyrically than me.
Yeah, I think like style wise for sure. I feel like Jeezy like kind of puts it together better. But I think Gucci still would. I think he'd still have like that cult following, like kind of how like I don't know. I don't want to say like Playboy Cardi, but kind of like that how it is today, where it's like it might not make sense to a lot of people, but like when you get that cult following, man, it is what it is. So I would say yeah, Gucci would probably still have that.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't mess with Zone 6, man. But what was it? Gangsta
Shit,
Girls
he
the
put
movie?
Zone 6 on the map.
Gangsta Girls the movie defined my summer,
No doubt.
like sophomore year. Like I was outside wilding, telling cops, looking them in the face, fuck
all
you.
that music was hot. I think everyone was at that point.
Man.
But it was the image too, though. It was the
For
fact
sure.
that
That's what I'm saying. You felt like you had to.
Yeah.
If you were listening to that, you felt like you had to act the same way.
But-
It was like that type of time.
So when I remember when So Icy came out,
Yep.
people was like, "Oh,
watched it too.
this is trash." I'm like, bro, this is hard. What are we talking about?
I still play it today.
Yo,
I
but
still get it off today
but
when I can.
it was that same thing. It was like, this is hard, but it's just like, I don't know necessarily. You don't know why,
You're right.
But it's like, yo, this joint is going, and then you get introduced to the story.
Mm-hmm.
You get introduced to the image, and it's like, oh nah, he's the illest. And then he drops 10 mixtapes in prison.
Yep.
It was he's goated.
100%.
He's super goated. So just during your time as a DJ, what would you say is like your favorite like pocket? Is it like the super fast tempo, or is it the slow joints, or?
For me, it's like anywhere between like 90 and like 105 like BPM. So like, if you ask anyone else, that'd probably be fast. You know what I'm saying? Like I spent a lot of time like in LA on the West Coast, and I love that kind of music, and that's kind of where like the range of that most of that music. So I feel like when I DJ, I'm in that like that tempo range a lot. Whereas most people, like especially in Buffalo or East Coast, you'll see a lot of like that 60, 70, maybe get up in the 80, 85s. But like I start in like 90, 100 when I start my sets. Like,
Okay.
I like to, I don't know, I feel like it brings more energy to start. You know what I'm saying? You could get back down to the 70s and stuff like that.
Yeah, take him on a ride.
for the average listener, what songs would be in that range of that 90 to 100?
So like a lot of like R&B ish or so like the Chris Brown type of stuff. So like kind of like pop R&B, or I'm trying to think of like some hits right now that would be in that range. Like that Fairy song is 104. I know that's like a big thing right now.
Donnie was doing that dance on
Yeah,
pre-production.
for sure. A lot of like Afrobeat stuff like that's in that 100 range. So like anything like that, anything like that's more like vibey. It's not really like it's not gonna go like too crazy, but it's just gonna set that tone. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna get people moving. It's gonna have like that energy to it. That's gonna at least get you to start moving, and then after that, then you.
That's a fact. I know. Not Like Us is like 101 or something.
Yeah,
like
Not Like Us is I think it's 100 on the dot. It might be 101.
Yeah.
Oh, he brought up Kendrick, Mario.
It's been how long has it been? He says I bring up Kendrick every episode.
It's been a minute.
A minute is like 2 episodes.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So we were talking to Zach from Bridge Upstate, and he was saying like we were having a slight disagreement with like, I always felt like playlists took the power away from the DJs, and he's like, nah, it's not so much that now.
Yeah.
Do you feel like DJs are like regaining that power and breaking songs and like playing unreleased or newer music?
Yeah, I think so for sure. I would say like kind of like what I talked about before, where it's like I think you could mix like newer stuff in there if you know how to like deliver it to the people. So if you're just gonna play new stuff that they don't know, yeah, it's probably gonna get rejected, or you know what I'm saying, unless it's a real banger for sure. But I feel like it's still on us to be able to find like to introduce that in a creative way to get people to like recognize that and be like, okay, cool, like that's something I should be listening to. Like I feel like I play like when I open for Unc, I play a lot of stuff he doesn't play for like another month or two. So I'm putting him on, and then next thing you know, in 2 months he starts playing it.
Right.
And that's in his set. So it's like I feel like it's still our job, or I feel like we still have the power to be able to do that.
No, that's dope. Shout out to DJ Unk.
Absolutely, that's my brother right there.
Shout out to Health Science.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So, how's the DJ community here in Western New York?
Man, first of all, it's a lot of talented DJs, that's for sure.
For sure.
Like I could go on and on about all the people that are just amazing in this city. And then I feel like we're getting closer, like we're getting to a place where we like support each other more and stuff like that. Whereas I think, you know, not too long ago it was probably a little more segregated, or, you know, people were just trying to do their own thing. But I feel like we're getting to a better spot now where people are starting to support each other more and appreciate each of us for what we do best, you know?
No, absolutely. Absolutely. I forgot. I was at Streetlights.
Yep.
Over, and I forgot the name of the DJ. Light skinned dude, afro, like had braids.
Crespo, maybe?
Possibly, but he was killing it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I'll come up. Like, if I'm going in the spot and the music is bad, I'm leaving.
Because I low key already don't really want to be outside.
I don't want to be outside.
You're preaching to the choir on that. For sure. I'm the same way. Like, I feel like even like before, like when I wasn't getting booked as much as I do now, like when I would go out, it was like a thing where it was like I didn't necessarily. It wasn't that I didn't want to go out. It was just like when I went out, I was hearing the same stuff I was hearing when I was 18 going out. So I was like, who's playing new music? Like, we're not. That
part.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Every time I go out, I wasn't hearing anything that I was like, I was listening to. Nah. So I feel you guys. I wasn't like loving it. So like now I feel like it's a lot different. I feel like people are really like honing in now.
Yeah, nah, they should. And like, I really wish there was like a better channel for like good hip hop and like vibes to like, so you could sift through the bullshit.
I feel you.
Yeah, what I'm saying, like, needs to be like a DJ community of like streamline the good shit, please.
I know they're trying to start like this DJ cafe, like within the group chat, whatever, that we're coming together every Monday and trying to like help each other out with stuff. And then I feel like even like with Private Party with Gio,
what
he's doing, I think that's dope. Like, that's another outlet, you know what I'm saying? And you're highlighting good people that are really like into the craft. So I feel like stuff like that.
Hell yeah.
Like, the more content we get like that, the better. Like, the more you'll be able to find that stuff.
Hell yeah.
That you're looking for.
And those like DJ sets it's been more popular.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you see them all over YouTube
popular
now and all that stuff. So I feel like it's nice to have on the spot like the Buffalo artists. You know what I'm saying? Every time you see those, or it could be anywhere else in the country. Or like even in Toronto, when we did HHK in Toronto. The guy that I did the HHK with, he has like a whole channel for that in Toronto.
Dope.
So
dope.
That's like one of the things he does up there. So
nah, that's
it's nice to have one for Buffalo for sure.
Hell yeah.
HHK hip hop karaoke. Check it out.
That's a fact. Yeah.
We gotta go to Toronto, Donnie.
I'll be in Toronto.
I know you did. I know you.
Toronto, I love it, man. Toronto's amazing.
We no label has to get us
100%. I mean,
next one we do up there, y'all just come up there.
Yeah, we could definitely do that. We got connections out there. We got a couple people that we got lined up to just sit down with. So
there you go, boom.
Just gotta be. It could be a weekend event.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm with it.
That's what we did for this last one. So we made it like a 2-day thing. You know what I'm saying? We were only up there Friday, but we made it we made sure we were up there all day Saturday and kind of took it in a little bit.
When is the next time y'all supposed to be in Toronto?
We don't have like a set date yet, but they were telling us like they wanted us back in like 2 weeks. I feel like that was like too quick of a turnaround because obviously like that was the first time we were up there, so it was like a couple of things you got to iron out and things like that. But we'll be up there sometime this summer. I know that's for sure. They're begging for us to come back up there, even if it's not just HHK, just if they want us to just throw a party in general. So
Word. Nah, that's tough. That's tough.
What spot? My fault. What spots do you go to in Toronto when you just go like on your own?
I haven't been up there like a ton, but I always go to 41 when I go up there.
Have you been to Apartment 200?
I haven't, but I've heard about it and I want to go.
That's my
I think
shit.
actually the dude I was with at HHK, I think he's one of the DJs that DJs there.
Okay, yeah.
Somewhat frequently, so he was telling me about it too. But that's definitely a spot I want to check out for sure. But most of the time when I start at 41 at some point and then go from there. I feel like sometimes I might even lose track of where I am. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good night.
That's what I love about Toronto too. It's like one of them cities where you don't got to go home if you don't want to. Like if you want to stay out till 7 a.m., like they got a spot for you.
That's tough. That's tough.
It's like the Canadian New York City.
100%.
Oh, international city. That's TO for sure. No, and one thing like that troubles me about Buffalo is like the amount of venues that we have. So like I just seen like that house party, DJ Jet, and them they just said that.
Oh yeah, today.
Yeah, today. Literally, they was just like, yeah, we won't be at Hardware anymore, just due to unprofessionalism, security issues, and it was super like unfortunate. Like that was 100%. That was one thing I'm looking for. Like each month.
That's what I'm saying. That's a great event.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah, that's
another one of them things where you hear music like that, like different music that you would hear if you go anywhere else in the city. You get like a real like different kind of selection of music that like I feel like everyone that was there appreciated. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen anyone have a bad time in there.
Word. Yeah, man. Them was the joints.
We definitely have a lack of venues, especially for like hip hop and stuff though in Buffalo. I think that's like the biggest thing. I feel like we're starting to open a couple more.
Yeah,
but for
Electric
the most
City.
part, that's definitely especially since COVID, like that's been a big thing. There's only so many spots. People get tired of them quick here. Like I love Deco, but I feel like people get tired of Deco now.
Yeah, shit. They was fighting at Deco last weekend. Hell yeah, they will ruin that spot before the summer. Bro.
It's only been open for that's what I'm saying. It's only been open for a year, and I know like the first couple months everyone loved it, but now like I feel like people are starting to get over like wanting to go there because if I sign my Deco, people are like, all right, that's cool, but what's after?
Yeah,
what are we doing after?
That's unfortunate.
But yeah, no, we definitely need more spots in the city for stuff like that. So house party, kind of having to move and all that definitely hurts a little bit. But I know he'll find a spot.
Oh yeah. Jet is got a great network.
If you ask me, any of like these places, like bar owners or anything like that, would be stupid not to take a shot on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hate to like reduce it down to like black people are gonna be there. So the most like Chippewas like no, you know what I'm saying.
Yep.
And then
Buffalo's still like a segregated city though, especially when it comes to our nightlife. So like they do what they can on Chippewa to like try to keep black people out. And at least in my experience, I had a residency on Chippewa for like 5 years, so I saw it like firsthand. Like,
oh yeah,
me and the owners going back and forth because my crowd's different than the crowd that they want. So.
You're bringing too many darkies in here, buddy.
I had that conversation so many times, and honestly, that's why my last residency. That's pretty much how it ended. It was just like we had that back and forth. I was like, well, is there any issues? Like, we don't have no problems. Like, there's no fights. You know what I'm saying? Bartenders are getting paid. No one's walking out on tabs. Inside's not getting destroyed. None of that. But we're talking about just the way people look. That's it. I understand if you don't want someone wearing like a sweatsuit, like, you know what I'm saying? No Nike Techs, whatever. You want someone to dress up in your establishment, cool. But like, if that's all we're talking about.
Fam, they say no baggy jeans, no ripped jeans, no.
It was like it was. No I feel like it was even worse when I was younger though. When I was going out when I was 18, like they were like super strict on it.
That list was long as hell.
Super strict on it. You couldn't wear anything.
Yeah, I remember when I first came back to Buffalo from college and going out. I had to change my whole wardrobe.
You had to wear like a polo
just to be able to go out. And I'm like, after a couple months, I'm like, I don't want to go out no more.
You got to bring a spare pair of pants in the car just to play it safe. Like I've literally done that.
I'm wearing this plain ass fit. I'm like, this is not me, and I'm not having a good time. And I gotta drink more just to have a good time because the music is trash. I'm not wearing what I want, and yeah, I'll just leave it at that.
No, that was. I feel you. Like. That was another thing too when I was on Chippewa. Like everywhere was playing the same music. Like it's all the same kind of stuff. Or even if they are playing hip hop, it would be like a trap remix of it. So it'd really be kind of like house still at the end of the day. And I was doing the opposite. I was like, man, fuck that. If you want to hear hip hop, you come find me.
No, that's tough. That's tough. Could you ever see yourself DJing any other genre?
Yeah, for sure. Because I like everything. You know what I'm saying? I listen to everything. Throughout the day, like when I'm hanging out. And stuff like that. So, but I just love hip hop and R&B. So I feel like that's like always what I'm gonna be like catered to. We got the Sound Wars thing coming up in a couple weeks, and I know the first round of that they told me it was gonna be like open format. So I'm looking forward to being able to do a little bit of everything for the open format section. So I'm gonna throw some pop in there, maybe some country, something like that. I'm gonna figure out how I can get around. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I want to really use the open format for what it's supposed to be. Because the rest of it's going to be hip hop. So after that, you know what I'm saying? I want to make sure I want to hit everything early. Yeah,
show them that diversity.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
One of my favorite songs right now is Morgan Wallen crossed over with the
Twister joint.
With the Twister joint?
Fire. Yo, it's crazy you say that too, because I told Unc about that joint. Crazy. I told Unc about that joint like months ago. And I played it for him, and he laughed. He was like, he just laughed. He was like, nah, whatever.
Get out of here. I'm like, have to say it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was just laughing. He was like, yeah, that's cool. Like, ha, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because I was just sending him music back and forth. And then, like, probably a month or two ago, he, like, opened a set with that joint. And I was like, all right, yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? You laugh at me, but I'll be sending you shit, 2 months before it's hot.
That shit's so fire.
100%. Whoever, I don't even know who made the mashup, but shout out to them, man. They killed that shit.
Yeah, I forgot the dude's name.
I can't think of it either.
It's him and Black Mass.
Black Mass is crazy.
Black Mass be going stupid.
I stay checking out what he's doing. His shit is insane. Yeah, you don't ever miss, I don't think.
For sure. It's that song with Morgan Wallen and the Nokia joint with over slow jams.
Oh yeah, I just found that one the other day. Man.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah. I would love to go to, like, I don't think I've ever been to a party where they do mashups like that.
For sure. I mean, I know I use some of them, like when I DJ, whether I do it myself or I have one that I already downloaded like that. But I feel like that's part of the kind of what we talked about before, where it's like, you know, it's on like the DJ to, you know, play new stuff, you know, over the playlist. If you could do it a creative way like that, I feel like it's easier to be able to play stuff like that now.
Nah, absolutely. And I think that's one of the things, the elements of like hip hop that's like kind of been lacking in the past couple of years. Like that's not the only thing, of course, but it's just like I'm a math teacher. You know what I'm saying? I got a degree in math. And one of my favorite things, like different equations and stuff, and let's say it was Grandmaster Flash, he literally created an equation for like DJ. Yeah. Like I thought that shit was just so raw and like genius that I'm like, yo, this shit needs to be taught in fucking school, like in schools, bro.
What was the equation?
It's like 4R equals something. Like I could tell you. I'll tell you more off camera.
What was the equation? What was the outcome of the equation? Like, this is how you.
Yeah, this is the formula for DJ. It's like 2 revolutions is like being the turntables. Like that was like the 2R equals, and then he had some other aspect to the equation. But it's like he was an electrician, and like that's how he was able to create the double turntables. You know what I'm saying? So
it's like real quantum physics right there.
Yeah, yo, and like back then,
yeah.
it's like, yo, that shit is so genius. Like
For sure.
the innovative, like that's the essence of hip hop that like I love, like pure ingenuity, pure like creativity, and like, yo, we're gonna change the world. I'm not necessarily looking for $1. He absolutely should be a millionaire or a billionaire right now, but like it's not necessarily about that. It's about pushing this shit forward. You know what I mean?
Did you ever see the show The Get Down when it was on?
I did. Yeah.
You did?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, bro. I used to love that show. I'm so glad. How many seasons was it? Just one, or was it one or two?
I think they did 2, but that second one was like a throwaway.
Yeah, the second season wasn't it.
The second season was like, I feel like they did it because they had to, because the first one was so.
It was
good.
so crazy. People were asking for it too much.
So bad.
I was really learning mad shit from there.
That's
I'm
what
like,
I'm saying. You learned. It was a good history lesson for sure.
Yeah, I might have been like a freshman in college. I'm just learning all this stuff about hip hop, how it started. I'm like, wow, and then it's just gone. But I do vaguely remember something like that being in there.
Yeah, because he was a little part of that for sure.
Yeah. He was like the sensei. Bro, that shit's so tough.
I feel like we got to a point now, like with the stems and everything like that, with the DJ software. Like I feel like that's made it easier for like us to kind of get into producing without actually having to like learn everything about producing. Because those stems that you could do live and just pull parts of the song in and out and add parts in like live, like I don't know, it just makes you dive deeper into it, so you can get more creative now than like you were able to even, you know, a couple years ago. So that stems feature coming out was massive, if you ask me. Yeah, like, that was huge.
And that made me think about remember the Kanye stem player?
Yeah.
So like
that he put down the 2 on.
Yeah.
Yo, I feel like that. Like I'm surprised other companies didn't try to do that, because he made mad bread off of that.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they did.
It ain't pop like his.
The only difference with that is like you can't play 2 songs at once. So like you're only messing with 1 song. Like when you're doing that with the DJ software, you got 2 turntables or 4 if you set up your thing the right way. And
what is it to, you know what I mean, connect 2 of them joints and just you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Nah, that's.
So I feel like that helped push DJing forward. Like in the last couple of years, that's something major that was like, it changed the game for sure, because now like you don't have to sit down and like really become like a producer or like try to like make an edit before you DJ. You could do it on the fly now. Like there's stuff I'm doing on the fly that, you know, in the past I would have had to sit down and make beforehand and like make it a point to like I gotta play.
Word. Hell yeah, man. It's music is. I personally feel like music had hit it like a stale point because of streaming.
Yep. And
like it's because it's so accessible, people don't like cherish it as much as
they're looking for the next thing out.
Yeah.
All the time. Yeah.
And it's like, but I slowly feel that shifting, because it's like, yo, I think everybody's sick of just like, okay, running up the numbers. Oh yeah, you have this many numbers. Okay, so yeah, and I think the you gonna laugh, but with the Kendrick and Drake battle, I think that was like a big part of the argument. Was like, absolutely. Okay, bots versus real impact.
Right.
And I don't know. I love the fact that people are like, I'm trying to make impactful music versus
For sure.
TikTok streamable. Let's run it up music.
No, definitely the last couple of years it was heavy TikTok music for sure. Like, and even then, like those are tough too. Like I feel like that made DJing harder too, because like people only care about like that 10 seconds of the song that's on TikTok or whatever. So like the rest of the song, even when you listen to it, you're like, yo, that shit is trash. Like I don't even. It's hard to play. So like I feel like it made DJing even harder because you got to like figure out how to fit that 10 seconds in, get to the next 10 seconds, get to the next 10 seconds. Made you have to work faster and probably harder, if you ask me. But
That makes sense.
I think people are starting to come, like you said, with more impactful music. And that was something I was just thinking about the other day, was like trying to figure out like outside of like the women right now, I can't think of like too many males that have like records that are going in like the club for real. Like I can't like a lot of the male stuff I play. I feel like is older, like it's been out for a couple of years, or a year or two. But I can't think of like a guy like that's dropping.
What the hell?
Right
Yeah,
now.
that's
right.
What the hell?
I was
That's,
into that.
even that's like a catchy. It's just like a catchy.
That's
joint,
the
you know
10
what I'm
seconds
saying?
of a
Yeah.
song.
Nah, but that whole song is hard to me.
I like like the beat, you know what I'm saying? Like it definitely is like
Yeah.
catchy and I like it, like the beat and everything that, but like lyrically, obviously we're not talking about anything. but it definitely like brings the energy when you
What the hell, Brown James?
when they hear that shit come on, it definitely you see people like they start looking around and shit for sure.
That's a fact. Well,
That's definitely one of them ones.
you got a question?
Yeah. What? So, are you interested at all in doing like the YouTube live streaming thing, or like doing like your own sets on YouTube and like posting them on there?
Yeah, I want to do a private party like with Gio and them. I know we talked about it a couple of times, so I'm just kind of waiting for them to invite me basically. But outside of that, I wanted to for like a while now. I just never sat down and do it, whether it be laziness or just I'm kind of laid back and shy. So
Yeah.
I feel like until I'm like super comfortable, it takes like some time for me to be like, okay, cool, I'm gonna set up the camera and whatever. But that's been popping up a lot more in my life. I feel like as far as like doing like a YouTube thing like that, where it's I'm just setting up my stuff and vibing. I actually went to a psychic like 3-4 years ago, and that was something she brought up to me then. Was like doing that. She was because I have a SoundCloud where I have like 200 mixes on that joint. Like,
Oh, wow.
I would like all the way back from when I first started, pretty much. So she had brought it up to me. She was just like, "You don't have anything on YouTube, blah blah blah. Like, why don't you put stuff on YouTube?" And I know when I was making the mixes, they were always getting flagged on SoundCloud. So I was like, if I put them on YouTube, they're getting flagged for sure. And
That's what shocked me with the emergence of it, because it's like I'm like, wait, they couldn't do that
But
before.
I think labels are like a lot more open to it now because they see what it's doing for the music. Whereas like back then, even 5 years ago, they were completely against that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Like they wanted every dollar they could get. Whereas now they're realizing like if you give away that one free play, that's gonna get mad spins on the back end from people being like, "What was that song? Let me go listen to it 50 times in a row."
Nah, that's smart. That's smart.
Hell yeah.
And quarantine changed the game with that a little bit too. Fam, them DJ sets during quarantine, I used to be ready like, 7 o'clock, right on the dresser, whatever. Like
That's what changed my life. So like during I DJ'd before that, but during quarantine, me and my roommate would go live and do like little battles on there, and that's how OJ found out that I DJ. Like I knew OJ before that, like we were cool, whatever. We were mutual friends through some people, but then he hopped on one of those lives and was like, "Yo, this dude DJs too, and he's all right." So like after that, that's when like he was like, "All right, like let's work." So that's what changed my life and kind of put me on the path I'm on now. Before that, I was just kind of doing college bars and whatever I could get.
nah, that's dope, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's where because like Nelson had brought up a little bit earlier, that's where kind of that shift in where playlisting was controlling how the music was being put out or like who was being discovered, to whereas now the labels are looking at these live DJ streams on YouTube.
Facts.
And they're like feeding them like newer artists to play like just within their set, their white flag and stuff, so that they can get their shit off.
That's what I'm saying. That like any A&R and stuff like that, I know they'll definitely like send you stuff. If you if they feel like you shift the culture in any kind of way, they'll definitely send you some stuff like, "Yo,
That's dope.
what do you think? Just throw this in there, whatever." So
Nah,
Because that's
I
why
mean, you guys have talked to a couple DJs. I'm sure they could probably tell you better than I can.
for sure.
Because that's where I picked up a lot of newer music versus like the playlist on Spotify and Apple.
Yeah.
I would just see like a good DJ thumbnail where it's like so-and-so mix, you title it right.
Yep.
You got a nice thumbnail that look aesthetically pleasing for the first 10 minutes.
Yep.
I'm locked.
That's a fact.
You got me.
That's a fact. Yeah, I don't even pay attention to the Apple playlist for real. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
Like,
me either.
Hell no.
I don't even know like what they put on like the hip hop ones or the R&B ones. I don't even know what they put on there, bro. I really don't. I feel like TikTok tells me more than anything, you know, music wise, like new stuff. Mm-hmm. Like if I see it on there, test it out and see what's going on.
For sure. You ever get anybody like try to reach up and make you play like AI music?
Nah, that's crazy though. That would be, I definitely haven't had anyone ask for it. Like specifically, but
Yeah,
that would be. I don't even know how to be able to handle it. I don't even know. That's crazy.
It made me think back to COVID. I remember it was like the emergence of like AI artists and stuff like that. I forgot.
I even
what
remember
it was
just
called.
recently when they were saying like Forbats was AI because they were like, there's no way he can get his voice, like someone can get their voice like that, you know.
And nobody knew what he looked like for a while.
That's what I'm
too.
saying. He had the shiesty on the whole time, so it was, and then like that voice is like, there's no way like a grown man could make that voice, you know what I'm saying? Or at least for that long, like to be able to do a whole song like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't had anyone ask for like any AI song specifically.
Yeah, man.
Definitely get some wild requests, but
I feel like, did Joe Budden start that narrative? The
I
Forbats
think
being
he
AI?
might have.
He brought it up.
He
Yeah.
definitely probably was like the first one to really like at least like bigger outlets that was like, that really might be the
Hell
case.
yeah. Because I didn't even think about it until he said it on an episode one day. I'm like, really? You think this is AI?
It's crazy too, because my man D that lives in Virginia now, he was the one that was like sending me Forbats music even before like he kind of blew up, and I was listening to it. I was like, yo, this is like way different. Like I like it, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to play it or anything like that. And then like probably shortly after that is when it like blew up, and I was like, yo, this is crazy. So I'm always open to like suggestions. Like my ears are always open. If someone's got something to send me, like I'm definitely trying to listen to it, just to see. Like,
Yeah.
I don't close any doors for sure.
Yeah, definitely have to see something.
Absolutely, man. If you guys ever got anything, man, send it my way.
Bet that.
I love listening to new stuff and seeing what's going on.
I was gonna ask you something there. I forgot. It was oh no, I remember. I was watching I think I was on Instagram, and a girl she typed something on her phone, held it up to her forehead. She was in this spot.
Oh yeah, for sure.
She turned and then they zoomed out. She's like in the fucking nosebleeds of a stadium.
That's crazy. That's
But,
crazy.
like,
Way up there.
What's some of the wildest like requests that you've gotten as a DJ?
I don't know if I could think of like one specific song, but definitely like wild requests, like when people like are just asking you to play anything and like you're not even close to that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like especially at the college bars, that was like the white girls don't care, man. They want to hear what they want to hear right now.
The Swifties don't play.
You could even be playing Taylor Swift and they're like, I want something completely different, completely left field, or it'd be like something super B-side. Like I know like when Mac died, like a lot of people were like, I want to hear B-side Mac Miller like right now, and it's like it'll get like 5 people hyped. And then I gotta get the party back after that. So, but I can't think of anything that was like super out of pocket. I did actually. No, I think about it. Like someone definitely asked for R. Kelly like right when all that shit happened. I was doing like a party. I think it was like a family party too. Like I was doing like someone's birthday party, and they were like, "Yo,
play that family party.
You got to play R. Kelly. It's gonna get everyone like hype." And I was like, right now,
That's a
like,
sick request.
I'm like today, like right after, like right when, like it was like right when the documentary dropped. I was like this is what we're doing.
They even start the trial yet.
It was
The day of episode 3 of Surviving R. Kelly.
And I remember I definitely gave him a snippet, and like people were like. And I was like, never mind.
Nope, I was just playing.
Got out of it
just
right
playing.
away. Yeah, I had a backup plan right away because I was like, I'm not.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, everyone looked at me and was like, are you sick? I was like, never mind. Nope. Wrong button.
Yo,
A B-side Mac Miller show would go crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
lie.
So like it would get like a small group of them lit. So I would play it, but you know I got to get out of it right away because
I'm gonna have to put that together now.
I'm about to say.
I guess I'll take it to that joint.
There's definitely a Mac. There's definitely a Mac
Oh yeah,
Miller
Max
party.
got a crazy following.
Yeah, they definitely had they had Mac Miller parties like DJ sets and shit.
In Buffalo? I'm talking about in Buffalo.
Yeah, I don't think there's ever been one in Buffalo.
Yeah, that's what
I
I'm
know-
saying.
I know
That would
a
be
DJ who's with
Fire.
it. I know a DJ. We just got we can line that up.
No doubt.
You just fucking up. I just have mad ideas.
I'm telling you. But I had another question too. What are some of what would you say are your favorite venues to do sets at? Like that give you open reign. You don't have to worry about the crowd. You have to worry about the crowd obviously, but not have to worry about any restrictions at all.
I feel like Deco lets me do whatever. Like I feel like they give me full freedom in there, and that's kind of like my vibe right now. Like I'm a little older now, so I like the R&B or like Afrobeats kind of vibe. So I would say Deco's one spot, and then I don't be in Venue a lot, but I love Venue just for what it is. Like it's our only nightclub here, so it's nice to go into like a place that has real sound, and that's like built for like to
upstairs,
really turn
downstairs.
up. You know what I'm saying? So like I would love going into Venue and like really turning up in there. So I would say Venue's up there for me, at least in this city, because we don't have many nightclubs. But as soon as we get it, like I know Oak House is about to open up. I can't wait for that.
Over on Pearl?
Yeah, it's where Senor Tequila was.
Yeah.
So I went in there.
They gotta sage that place.
Didn't they do like a soft opening?
Yeah, so I went in there like a week or two ago for the soft opening. I know they're gonna have me in there. We haven't like decided on a day yet, but we've been talking back and forth.
Dope.
But we went in there and I seen everything, and that's gonna be like a nightclub. That's just gonna be dope.
Okay.
Like, they made that shit real nice. So
I gotta stop down
I'm gonna
there.
be excited to go in there and give that a test run for sure. But I would say Venue and Deco are like my two favorite in the city.
You just they gotta sage it.
Yeah, hell yeah, nigga. What?
Yo, it was, even before Senor, it was just.
Fam.
It's always been one of the best spots, no matter what the name was. Like when I was younger, what was it called? I forgot what it was called when I was younger, but that was one of them spots that were like, that was just the place to go.
Yeah.
But like it wasn't like overly popping, but that was just like the place to go if you wanted to hear good music. Like if you wanted to hear something different, like that was definitely like, that's always been like one of the best spots. It just every time, no matter what the name is, something bad happens in there. But I know they're gonna keep it tight at Oak House. So
You remember Club Social? That might have been before your time, Donnie.
Yeah.
you probably remember it as MES, as Mess.
Yeah, Mess Lounge.
Yeah, I remember Mess.
Yeah, so
Mess
that was
Yeah.
Social.
Man,
But like Social was amazing.
Social was crazy.
amazing. Social was one of them spots, kind of how like Senor was, or what it was before Senor, where it is like, if you wanted to hear good music, that's where you were going. Like that's when Wire was in there and all that shit. So
They had to sage that motherfucker.
yeah, for sure. they literally tried to, for sure. They burned that shit down. They overly saged
They
it.
renamed that motherfucker. You can still feel the bullet holes in the wall. Like,
Once you said Wire was in there, I know his crowd.
Yeah.
That's my boy. So
Same here.
I know.
Same here. That's my dog. But I mean, he's guaranteed to get it lit. That's for
That's
sure.
a fact. That's why you know.
Guaranteed every
don't do
time.
that.
That's big ticket for sure.
Man.
But there was, Social was really dope.
Hell yeah, that was my
That was
shit.
one of the better spots in Buffalo for sure. We've had some spots, but like that's the thing with like the hip hop clubs. Like going back to that conversation, like any small issue, they would shut it down. It might not even happen inside the club, whereas like they'd give the leeway to all them spots on Chippewa like that. So like there might be a fight at Bottoms Up. It could be inside Bottoms Up, outside Bottoms Up, whatever. They wouldn't get no rap for that.
Sweep it
But
right
let
under
that
the
happen
rug.
at one of the hip hop clubs, shut down. You got shut down for at least a month or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna investigate, and then they're gonna shut you down for however long after that. It's always they give you no leeway. Even if like I remember at Social, stuff would happen outside. It's not even happening in the bar. It might happen in the parking garage.
Oh yeah, in the parking garage.
And they
Yeah.
get in trouble for that. Like, yo, that happened. That's not even their property anymore. You talking about in the parking garage across the street? And it's not for sure. Them people came from Social. They could have came from anywhere. You don't know that.
That parking garage used to be lit.
100%. Still is. It still is. Like from time to time, I'd still park in there. Like when I had my residency down there, and depending on what floor you parked on, it definitely was still popping.
Parking lot pimping.
Hell yeah.
Did you have a question or did you?
No, go ahead.
I had just random because it made me think about like COVID and like how popping music was. I remember Club Quarantine.
100%.
Club
Yo,
Quarantine.
that shit was lit.
Club Quarantine was fire.
I was streaming that shit on my TV. Like I was putting it on the laptop and streaming it to the TV just so I could so I didn't have to like hold my phone the whole time.
Yeah.
Them shits were amazing.
Did y'all see that the security guy came and spoke out?
Yeah.
I didn't see like the.
Was
full
it called Club Quarantine? What was it called? It's called something else.
It was called
I think,
Club Quarantine.
yeah, I think that's what he called it.
It's called, he called
Quarantine
it Club
Radio.
Quarantine Radio. There we go.
Quarantine
Because I'm
Radio.
like, what are y'all talking about right now?
Quarantine
Radio.
Quarantine
Yeah.
Radio. But I think he like every once in a while he referred to it as Club Quarantine. But I didn't see like the full story on that, but I definitely seen.
That shit was so. They said that the security guard, he finally decided to speak up for after the man got stabbed
14 times.
14 times.
Crazy.
And it was just like, yeah, Kelsey shot the gun twice. Or no, she got shot the gun 3 times. Tori tried to take the gun from her, shot twice.
Gotcha.
That's how she got hit in the foot.
Damn.
It was other DNA on the gun. They refused it. I was just like,
But the thing is, didn't he say that he overheard that conversation? He didn't say that he was there, Kelsey's bodyguard.
I heard the lawyer.
He said that he heard a conversation of them discussing it.
Nonetheless,
I'm just breaking all the facts to the table.
doubt,
I'm not
yeah,
on
no
either
doubt,
side.
yeah.
Nonetheless,
Everyone make their own decisions.
She has immunity. We can say whatever. She's got immunity. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
So she's good. Just let the man out.
I'm not gonna lie. Definitely, like after that, I definitely had a stretch where it was no Tory getting played just for a little bit, just to figure out what happened. But,
Yeah.
which is crazy because like Tory was like big for me. Like when I was like coming out of high school, or, like in college, like Tory was massive even before everyone was like listening to the Tory. That's how I got like the Goose SWAVEY part of my name when he first started. SWAVEY was part of his shit. So that's how I got that.
Then like I was never like a big. I know the music was always good.
Yeah.
But like I didn't like his personality.
No doubt.
And I remember I was popping shit like when we first started doing the podcast before quarantine.
Hell yeah.
I was talking shit about him, and then I
That
was
was
like,
that was the time when it was like easy to hate on him too, because it was like anything that like he blew up with was like it was just a remake. So
yeah. I ain't gonna lie. Chick Tapes was fire.
that's what I'm saying.
All
Chick
the
Tapes
tape is fire.
Chick Tapes
All of them.
was fire.
Insane, bro.
Like Tory's one of those artists where you can honestly just shuffle his catalog and you'll be straight.
Same. I got a straight like Tory playlist. It's
Yeah.
like all B-side Tory that I
Like you got
definitely
like
play.
a Don Toliver, you can do that with just shuffle, you're straight. Drake, shuffle, you straight. Future, shuffle, you straight. Tory is one of those artists. He has such good music
I agree.
and such good bodies of work. You could just shuffle his catalog and you'll be good.
That's a fact. That's a super fact.
I have like mad unreleased Tory too, because the dude that taught me how to DJ was like friends with his manager. So he used to get all that shit and just pass it to me because he knew how much I fucked with him. So
That's dope.
I got so much like unreleased Tory on my laptop that
That's tough.
Need
never
that.
come out.
Who was the dude that taught you how to DJ?
DJ Heat.
Okay. He's from Buffalo or is he from Toronto?
He's from Buffalo. I don't know how old y'all are, but it might be like a little bit before you guys. But he was on 93.7 like right before Wire.
Okay.
So like he was like he was right before Wire got 6 to 10. He was 6 to 10.
Copy. Maro, is DJ Steele still in Buffalo? Is he still in Buffalo?
Still by money?
Oh, I know Steel. Yeah, that's my guy.
Yeah, he's still here.
Okay,
Hell
okay. Yeah.
I know Steel.
Hell yeah. It just made me think about it because he used to rap you heavy.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
That's my man's, man.
Hell yeah.
Shout out to Still, man.
Absolutely. So like when I was with Heat, I was at the radio station. Like I was with him every day. So I was at the radio station every day. So that's how I met, most of the people I know now was like through Heat, like just going up to the radio station and meeting all them people.
That's dope.
He pretty much like propelled my music career back in 2019.
Word?
Like
That's crazy.
I owe a lot to him. Like
No doubt.
he's him for real.
Hell
Shout
yeah.
out to him.
I haven't talked to Steel in forever, but definitely shout out to Steel, man. Love that dude.
So how did he end up with all this unreleased Tory stuff?
He was like friends with his manager. So that's one thing he was really good at too, is like building relationships like in the industry, like with A&Rs and all that kind of stuff. So I think Tory's manager was like an A&R first. So
Okay.
I think that's how he had a relationship with him.
That makes sense.
He like would just pass him stuff, and then he'd slide it to me. He knew how much I fucked with him because he wasn't always playing that.
But I just want to sit there. We got to sit down with DJ Hassan.
Yo, Hassan's a
Yeah.
legend. Yeah, 100%.
I mean, we've been in contact with him. It's just his schedule.
Yeah, nah,
because he DJs a lot of like weddings and that type
Yeah.
of stuff, and that's the this is literally the season
This
for
is
that.
season. We just talked about it when I
Yeah,
was walking in.
yeah, literally, yeah.
This is like busy season.
So his schedule is tough
If it's
right
gonna
now.
be tough to get someone, it's like this time of year for sure, DJ wise at least.
Yeah, I saw him DJ, no turntables, just like the mixer, just like with the little knobs
Wired
going crazy.
Wire used to do that shit too. Like when I first met Wire, bro, he would be out there with just the mixer. I'm like, yo, this is insane, like insane. And it's crazy too because that's how I like learned. Like when I was teaching myself, like I was doing it with just the mixer. So I was going in clubs with the mixer and I was doing everything off the keyboard. So like I like had my shit programmed on the keyboard, so I was able to press a button and do whatever I was trying to do. And then I'm watching people with like turntables or controllers, you know, we're just starting to come in at that point. So I was like, yo, I need to get one of those. Like I was doing everything, literally I was doing an aux into my laptop.
That's
Like
crazy.
into a headphone jack in my laptop and doing it off the keyboard the whole night.
That's crazy.
It was insane. And then I would like go see Wire and I'd see him doing everything off the mixer. I'm like, yo, this is fucking retarded. Like this is wild. Like I can't believe this.
Hell yeah, bro. Man.
Top five.
Top five.
All right.
Top five.
Fact.
So we got a top 5 segment.
Okay.
Pretty self-explanatory.
I don't know why I thought of the dude from Toronto. And his name Top 5.
Oh yeah, Drake's man.
Yeah.
Top 5.
Top 5.
Hell yeah.
My boy just got out too.
Oh, he was locked up.
Oh, that's your boy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
All right, let me rephrase that.
Donnie wanted to be good in Toronto.
Let me rephrase that.
He want to stay good in Toronto.
Top 5 just got out.
Got to keep it PC right now.
Shout out to him as an artist.
Fact.
I don't know what you do outside of that.
Right.
All right.
No weird cases.
Nah, we don't know about that. No label does not support weird
That's
cases.
a fact.
So Nelson kind of asked you a little bit earlier. Well, what are your the top 5 songs? Matter of fact, what are the top 5 songs that you feel you broke as a DJ throughout your career? Like you know for sure that you were one of the first people to play this song, and then eventually it became a song that a lot of DJs played.
It could be regional, like Buffalo.
No doubt. So for me, I'd say any Blast song. So anything Blast. So any of that West Coast stuff. I'm taking credit for the Morgan Wallen joint. I'm not gonna lie.
Rightfully so.
I definitely brought
I don't know what song you're
that
talking
song,
about.
so I'll play it with
I got to
y'all.
play it after. Yeah.
You definitely heard it. You definitely heard
I
it.
might have.
Let's see what else. What was? That's a really good question.
Anything Blast, the Morgan Wallen mashup.
Like the Darku joints, like the Favorite Girl joint, and she's got another one on right now called Focused on Me.
Okay.
I feel like those two, I play those often. I don't hear no one else play that joint. What else? Trying to think. I don't even know, man. That's tough. I feel like that's the only thing I can think of off the top of my head right now, for sure.
Well, what's one of your you could throw in maybe 2 of your favorite sleepers or something like that you like to throw in your sets?
2 sleepers. One of my favorites right now, sleeper wise, is the. I'll be drawing a blank because I'll be.
I know how that be even when I'm picking songs.
I'm
it's
I'm trying to.
I have to I use references.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
oh,
going
that
through my
sounds
crates right now, trying to think okay, what do I be getting off? Sleepers.
I'm gonna say one of the first songs I heard you play where I was like, all right, I'll fuck with him.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure it was at Deco. It was last year. I can't remember if it was summer or fall. But you played the Brent Clouded joint.
Oh yeah,
And I've never heard any DJ
that
play
shit off
that,
in the-
especially in
You know
Buffalo.
what's crazy? You don't hear enough Brent in the
Bro.
I definitely play a good amount of Brent.
Yeah,
At Deco,
you was playing other good stuff, but
Yeah.
then I don't know. For some reason, it just happened to be quiet in Deco when he played that.
Facts.
Oh yeah,
Then that
that's
cloud
crazy.
just came on. I was like, oh shit, nah.
doubt.
And I don't even,
That's
I
tough.
don't dance or nothing, but I was doing mad hand gesture, singing every word.
Got his hips moving.
I don't know about all that, but nah, for sure. When you played that Brent Clouder joint.
Yeah, no, I definitely get a lot of Brent off. So like something like that, I probably like the Brent and Low shimmy joint for me. I definitely get that off a lot.
Got to.
And then I try to play like as much, especially because like I open a lot now, especially like being with Unc. So like he closes. Like I try to play a lot more B-side stuff than everyone else. Like I try to like really, because like OJ put that battery in my back to like play newer stuff. So like I make sure I try to mix that in with like the stuff I like that people want to hear. I try to get creative with it, but I can't necessarily think of like something off the top of my head. I'll be it kind of like a brain fog when it comes to picking up individual joints.
Yeah, you got to be in the flow.
Yeah, for sure. Like if I have my laptop, it would be like, oh, boom, oh yeah, for sure.
Nah, that's how I feel when I'm sifting through like the YouTube,
No doubt.
the YouTube references. I'm like, oh yeah, yep, lead me right.
And it's
into
crazy
this.
too, because it's gonna come to me as soon as I leave. From I'm like, man, that's right there. That's the one right there.
I know how that be. Even from do you just want to go on the third eye? Yeah. So boom, we got a third eye segment where we talk about unconventional opinions, conspiracy theories, like spirituality. We tap into that. You mentioned earlier that you went to a psychic.
Yeah.
Was that your first time doing that, or?
100%. Yeah, it was like I was kind of at like a crossroads with everything. Like I got to a point in my life where I was like not sure what to do next. Like I just realized that I didn't love anything I was doing. Like I was DJing, I was working a regular job, and then like it was just everything. I just felt like I got complacent in my life. I just kind of hit a crossroads where I was like, all right, well, what am I doing? Yeah. So I went and like seen a psychic just to get some kind of clarity. I did a lot of stuff during that time just to try to pull something to figure out like what to do. Try to find some kind of clarity in everything.
Nah, that's tough. I remember I went to a psychic. Damn, I wish I remember what year this was.
Yeah.
It was a good 7-8 years ago. Damn near before, maybe a little bit before COVID.
Yep.
And she was telling me, she was just like, she was having a hard time reading at first, and then she was just like, "Oh, like, what? You doing a podcast? Oh, you should do that." Yeah. It might have been like just after COVID, because I remember she mentioned podcasting and like she mentioned music. She's like, "Whatever you're doing in music, it's gonna be big. You have to keep doing it, no matter what." And that shit definitely stuck with me. I've been to a few psychics in the.
Honestly, that was the only time I went, but it was like a life-changing like experience too. Like there wasn't anything like I don't know, she didn't like, it wasn't specifics on anything. Like she wasn't like, it was just like all general like stuff. It was like, but like some stuff is like, how would you know that? You know what I'm saying? You never met me before. But I remember like one of the things that she said to me that like stuck with me, and I still think about it now, is like she was telling me all the things like about starting the YouTube channel, all that kind of stuff, or just like certain things in my life, and she was like, I just feel like you're not going to change any of it. She's like, I kind of feel like I'm talking to a wall, all that stuff. Like, and I was like, damn, that's crazy. So then after that, I was like, man, I quit my job, all that shit, and I just went DJing full time. I was like, man, like, if she's telling me like I'm not going to change, I almost took it as a challenge. You know, I'm a competitive person, so like
they'll tell you what you need to hear.
That's what I'm saying, and that's someone I've never met before, and she's telling me that. So I'm like, there's something I'm giving off like that's saying that, and I don't like to hear that about myself. So I was like, man, I took it as a challenge. I was like, if I'm never gonna change, all right, then now I'm changing right now.
Did somebody suggest going to a psychic to you, or did you just?
Nah, it was just I was like I said, I was just going through so much at the time, like trying to find myself really, and that was just something that like I thought about, and then I think I might have talked to like one of my OGs about it, and he was kind of like, yeah, go ahead, you know what I'm saying, see what they're talking about, and I booked an appointment, went and seen her. I was there for probably like 2 hours or something like that, and honestly changed my whole life, like my perspective on a lot of things for sure. And it was all like I said, it was all pretty vague. It wasn't anything she was saying that was like super like like super personal. It was just more so she was just looking at me, and like we were having a conversation. She was like, yeah, I just don't feel like you're gonna change or this. You know what I'm saying? So saying other certain things about like my family life that it was like, oh, how would you know that? You know?
Yeah. Nah, I've had some bone chilling like
that's what
psychic
I'm saying.
readings, like stuff where it's like I these are thoughts that I ignore,
what I'm saying.
that
It's
I
like-
don't even identify with, recognize. Like I'm like, okay,
That's what I'm saying.
let me like I had to take heed to this.
Yeah, it was wild. It was honestly wild. Like I remember I had to work that night too. Like so, I was like,
At work, with the blank
that's
stare.
what I'm saying. I went and did that, and then I had to like go get like my DJ stuff together and like go work. And like the whole time, I'm like, yo, I don't even know if I could do this right now. Like I got so much on my mind. So definitely. It only took one time for me to go. I would probably go back now just because I feel like I'm in a better spot, just to see if like there's like a different kind of reading, I guess, to see if they feel like
Nah, you should. That'll be dope.
that's what I'm saying. I want to. I want to find some time to be able to.
They
go
were in
do that.
Buffalo, or
Yeah, she was in Buffalo on Kenmore, I think. I forgot the spot though.
okay, yeah. I've had joints in Detroit. I've had joints I've had joints over Zoom. That were some of the best. Like crazy.
So after
shit.
that, I was actually seeing like a spiritual advisor like on Zoom. Like after that, like I found like my man plugged me in with a spiritual advisor, and I was seeing her I think once a week during that time. Like, but it was over Zoom. I think she lived in Pennsylvania or something like that. And I was talking to her for like an hour, once a week.
No, that's tough.
And that was helping me at the same time.
Hell yeah. Nah, one thing I always I ain't gonna say I recommend. Like I don't offer the information up freely.
Yeah.
But it's just like I think every artist should have like a spiritual advisor or like someone into astrology or like tarot to help you with your fucking rollout. With your rollout, with how you planning, what you doing, all of that. Because if you aligned spiritually, everything else will fall right in place.
I agree with you on that, and that's probably something I wouldn't even think about up until I'd like went through that myself. But it was like they would like recommend things that like, and they have no knowledge of like DJing or anything or music or whatever. They're just speaking from like a spiritual standpoint. They're recommending things to me that's like, that'd be a great idea, to help me in my life or branding wise or whatever that like you would never think about. Just on a regular level, or if you're just a regular artist, I'm saying? There's just a depth that they can go to that they could help you get there, as opposed to you trying to figure out yourself, man. I don't know where I'd be if I didn't go through that a couple of years ago, for sure.
Nah, that's dope. It's just like rapping. One of my
Game changing.
One of my OGs. Shout out to my Uncle Vic. First time I met him, I didn't know he was a DJ at the time.
Word.
But like I met him and he was just like out the gate telling me about myself. I'm like, yo, what?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, he gave me some like spiritual advice. He was like, yo, it may not make sense, da 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 da. He's like, yo, there's a woman, this is her last name, and if you run into like one with his last name, you need to avoid them because it's gonna be unnecessary pain. And he didn't even know like the last name that he said randomly off the humbug was my current girlfriend's last name.
That's crazy.
Fuck.
That's insane.
And I've been thinking about, yo, should I stay with her for like the past 2 months? And I'm like, yo, fucked me up.
Yeah, that's
Fuck my head.
what I'm saying. That's
bro.
the kind of stuff where it'd be like mind blowing. Like everything be pretty vague until they pull some stuff like that out, and then you're like,
Yeah, it's like,
where did
yeah,
that come from?
like you got it. You got it. I'm
That's
gonna
some
listen.
kind of ability for sure. I know a lot of people don't believe in that kind of stuff, but I definitely do after going through it myself.
Yeah, nah, it all plays. It's
100%.
yeah. I've studied damn near all of it. Fucking experience. Oh man, that shit. It's real whether you believe in it or not.
I think so. Yeah, so you either choose to ignore it or you dive deep into it. I feel like.
Yeah, it's like shit.
Ignore it or embrace it.
Yep.
One way or another. So, what you got planned coming up next?
Next we got Vice all summer. All Sunday, every Sunday. I think we might. I think they're changing Deep South over to something else. So I think.
I did see that.
I think we might be in there a couple times this summer, like on Sundays, but definitely Vice every Sunday, and then Deco a couple times coming up. What else we got? Oak House whenever they're open, I'll be in there heavy. But other than that, man, birthday parties, grad parties, whatever, baby showers.
Hell yeah.
Anything people got for me, I'm around.
You brought up something else earlier, where you said you'll be able to play like more B-sides or newer music.
Oh, so like Sound Wars.
Sound Wars, yeah.
So yeah, OJ and I think Laz. I don't know if you guys know Laz. What they talking about? He was doing like those parties.
Okay.
And a couple other people. I forgot their name. I'm sorry. but they're doing this thing called Sound Wars. It's like basically a DJ battle. So the first one's June 7th, and it's just basically a DJ battle. They got some judges, plus there'll be an audience vote, and that's gonna kind of grow into like if you win the first round of that, you go into like a bigger bracket, and as that builds up, they're gonna have one massive one at some point, I think next year, and then just see who wins that. You know, and I know they had like a crazy vision for that. They want to like bring in DJs from all over the place. So I'm excited about that. But that's like something, at least for the first round of that, I know it was open format, so I could play whatever.
Dope.
Dope.
Hell yeah.
And I seen Buflo
Boflo or something like that.
Boflo.
Boflo. Is it they about to do a little tour? I seen something like that.
I didn't even know that. That's what's up.
Yeah, no, that's
Man, I've been wanting to do Boflo for a couple of years. I feel like I don't know why they haven't called, but I'm waiting for it.
Yeah, tap
Definitely,
in with
I gotta get on one of them stages.
tap in with DJ
Lindsay,
Goose.
tap in.
That's what I'm saying.
For sure.
But yeah, other than that, and then man, I'm trying to do a private party soon.
Absolutely.
Hopefully.
Absolutely.
I already told you I got my spot ready and everything.
It's
So
on the way.
Yeah.
It's on the way.
that's what I'm saying.
That's gonna be the one I pull up to.
No doubt.
I haven't been
That's
to
what
one
everyone
yet.
keeps saying. They be like, yo, I keep telling them to book you, and then I know a bunch of people told me they're like, yo, whenever yours is, let me know. Coming to that one, so I already got my spot in order, and then that's why I want to play like a lot of B-sides. I don't want to play like a lot of club stuff. I want people like
To really,
to really like music and stuff like that. To more of that B-sides, like Brent, you know, to play that clouded and stuff like that. I want to get a lot of that in there.
Need that.
Hell yeah,
For sure.
I wish I would have went to
Luke's.
Luke Mons. Yeah.
yeah, that one looked crazy.
Yeah, I
I
wanted to
didn't
hear
get
that
to watch
house
the full
music.
thing yet, but that one looked like that was like one of the better ones. Even Liberty's, I thought Liberty's was really
Liberty
good. I watched
kills.
Liberty's. I thought Liberty killed hers. I thought Liberty killed. Like I feel like that's like she did it like perfectly how you're supposed to do like those and like use a lot of mashups or like do a lot of live mashups. Like put two songs together you're not really supposed to. I thought she did a great job with hers.
No, definitely. No, that's gonna be on the way soon, man. It's only right. It's only right.
Before the end of the summer, manifesting it.
That's what I'm saying. I gotta get a summer joy for sure.
That's a fact.
I'll close it out. You give me August.
Any advice to any upcoming DJs?
Man, just do it. Like, just get into DJing, you know what I'm saying? Fall in love with the music. That's about it, man. Like, you'll figure it out, like, creatively as you go. But just stick to it. Because that was the biggest thing for me. When I first started DJing, I probably dropped it 2 or 3 times because I was like, oh, this is too much, like technically. But I think nowadays it's less about technical and more about, like, your song selection, stuff like that. So definitely just fall in love with the music. It'll take you from there. And then just read the room, really, you know what I'm saying? If you got a good idea of, like, what the room needs, then you'll be fine.
Hell yeah.
Fall in love with the music.
Fall in love with it.
That's the base.
Absolutely. Where can the people find you, find your mixes and all that good stuff?
I'm Goose SWAVEY on everything. So that's GOOSESWAVEY. And that's Instagram, Twitter, SoundCloud, PlayStation. Cash App, everything.
Yo, add him on the Call of Duty on the
that's what I'm saying.
PSN.
Hey,
You feel
he's
me?
splitting the Cash App in there. Check out that Cash App. Send him some. You hear a good song, slide on $10, $20. You know.
Yeah, no, I got a pretty unique name, so I was able to brand that on everything. It's just straight Goose SWAVEY on everything. So
Word.
Say less.
How do you feel about payola?
I hate it. Okay. I hate it, but like I understand it at the same time. Like I don't hate on anyone that does it, like any DJ that does it. But like I hate like the idea of it.
Nah, I get that. Same.
100 for a song.
Shout out to Wire.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I appreciate getting paid to play stuff, you know, but like there's just certain stuff that it's not worth it to me.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? People in the club try to get me to play stuff, and I won't. The party means more to me sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Well, we appreciate you, bro.
Man, I appreciate y'all
Appreciate
for having
you
me.
pulling
No
up,
doubt.
man.
No doubt.
For real.
No Label the Pod. We
out.
out of here.
Yeah.